Good afternoon, Leo. This is going to be your video, my last video of September. And then I may take a week off. Hope everybody's been doing well. I have some new internet, so it's been super speedy uploading videos. Internet's really been a struggle for me. It's been taking 4, sometimes 5 hours just to upload one video. And then sometimes it would freeze and I'd have to start over. So I'm getting a video made in under an hour now, which is amazing. You gotta excuse me, I've been having some digestive issues. So if you see me over here going like this, I've really been going through it the past couple weeks, and I'm not like a go to the doctor type person. Doctor's my last resort. You know, I'm kind of working on my diet, and I'm more of an herbalist. So any positive energy I would appreciate, because I've been pretty miserable. All right. Let me draw some oracle cards. Oh, wow. Got a wide range of cards that came out. Give me some cards for my Leo viewers so that we can give them the best possible message. I've got 2 spirit guides I'm working with this week. So it's going to be interesting what they have to say about the cards. Yeah, I've needed 2 spirit guides lately. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes I don't need any, sometimes I need a whole team. All right, you're being stubborn. Oops. Cards for Leo. That one definitely wanted to come out. This one fell. I'm going to take that one. That one fell right out of the deck. All right. My Vampire Oracle cards. Love my Vampire. This is my favorite deck. I literally would do like a whole reading with nothing but these. Love them. All right, my elf cards. All right, give me some cards for Leo so I can see what is going on with Leo. There we go. I love this. They're just spitting right out. All right, I'm being guided to pull one of my major arcana cards. Major arcana. Oh. Okay. And Romance Angels. I like this deck too, but this deck used to be so triggering for me when I was trying to do my own personal readings, which I can't do anymore. You know, I'm a Scorpio, so when I do the collective Scorpio reading, that's my reading. I can't read for myself personally. All right. We have the Wind card, Ace Realization. This card has to do with clarity. Receiving clarity on a certain situation that you've been uncertain about. And I feel like you've really been trying to kind of think your way through it, be overthinking, kind of obsessing over it. And you're going to receive clarity on the situation, possibly with this reading, maybe some sort of sign from the universe. Signs come in all kinds of things. I've just been driving down the street before, had something that I was really kind of stuck on, and saw a billboard. The universe works in mysterious ways. So you are going to receive clarity on this situation. You're being asked to stop worrying about it, stop overthinking, stop obsessing about it. Um, really it's like this anxious energy that I'm feeling that's coming through. And this situation, this is a collective reading. This situation can be individual for each of you, but you are going to receive clarity on that situation. And clarify that we have adjudication. And so with this, I feel like this is, like I said, this answer, this verdict, this knowing, this having this answer come to you, that doesn't come from you. That's going to, it really does come from you, but it comes from your higher self, because, our higher selves are the universe. We're not our physical body. This is just this meat suit that we're wearing. Our soul is actually what generates our being. Excuse me. So the answer is going to come from the universe, but that's also within, because we're all connected, like this patchwork quilt of souls that form the universe. So look for it, like I said, and that answer can come all kinds of ways. I mean, you can be watching TV, a commercial come up. I've had something that has bothered me before, and I'll see maybe somebody post something, and I'll be like, and so the answer comes to me. So this clarity is going to come to you, and you're going to have a very clear understanding of why the situation had happened the way that it did. We have fire, Maiden revolution. Really speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, going against the grain. This has been a theme with humanity lately, and it's come up a lot lately in my readings, even my personal readings that I'm doing for people. Speaking your truth, not being scared to march to the beat of your own drummer. We don't have to conform to what people feel like we need to be. Don't be scared to be authentic, to stand out. This is what you're being guided to do. Healer of the ages. I'm not a religious person at all, but the first thing that came to me was this Christ consciousness of really being able to be accepting of others, being empathetic. Maybe seeing a situation and not just jumping in and trying to blame, or trying to point fingers at someone like, oh, that's not how you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to believe that way. You're not supposed to be this, that, or whatever else. And it can be something totally contradictory to what you believe. And it can be something that, really you just don't like. And there's a lot going on right now that, so much politics and, difficult relations between races and even gender. Like right now, like things are just, between like the genders, there's a lot of friction, a lot of animosity, a lot of misunderstanding. But if you can learn to be understanding, you might not agree with someone, but if you can look at it as, a live and let live. If you yourself want freedom, you need to give freedom, even if it's something you don't like. So many times I see people arguing, like on social media. Oh, this is shitty. You shouldn't believe this way or that way. But then people don't want people telling them how to believe. And we're all at our different levels of consciousness. We all have our human conditioning that stems from childhood, how we were raised, our belief system. Allow people to come to their conclusions on their own. Allow them to evolve on their own. It's not your job to try to change people. Earth, child design. Think about children. Children are so unbiased. They're so unprejudiced. We weren't born biased. We weren't born hating people because of this, that, or whatever else. This is something that society has taught us. This is something that society taught our parents and our grandparents that was passed down. And we are here to clear out those patterns, those cycles. We're the ones that, are like these trailblazers. People are like, oh, things are just gotten so bad in the world. They've come to a head that, people are speaking their truth like never before. People are being their authentic selves, whether or not we like it or not. And, even if someone doesn't like you because of how you look or what you believe, people are going to dislike you your whole life. For one reason or another, stop taking it personally. Move on, just keep pushing, and focus on yourself, and try to get back to this, this childlike mentality of acceptance and looking at the world with this wide-eyed wonder. That message is coming through. Creator, catalyst, maker, mother, father, and this is the second time this card's come up for me this week. And I really feel like this has to do, catalyst is like what starts us off on a journey. And the fact that it says mother and father, and, it's clarifying this child design. We are here to clear out any beliefs that, we got from our parents. So many times we're kind of scared to go against the grain. This is how I was raised. You know what? I was raised Catholic. I mean, I wasn't, but I'm saying, for example, I was raised Catholic, and I'm not going to believe any other thing but this, because this is how I was raised, this is how I believe, and nobody's going to change my mind. Well, I'm not taking away from that. But, think about, children who, were raised up to hate another race or an ethnicity for one reason or another. Now, imagine this child grows up and, maybe they work with somebody who is that particular race or ethnicity. Maybe they've never been around, that person that's in that group of humanity. And they're like, man, you know what? They're not so bad. You have two choices at that point. You can be like, look, I don't care. It's how I was raised. You see like that. Or you can be like, you know what, maybe my parents weren't right. And maybe they weren't right about other things too. Because we are here to really clear out any type of ancestral patterns or cycles that our families have been in. And this really involves raising our consciousness, kind of opening our minds, and really taking a look at it. Cycles. Got the cycles card. But it's not only your belief system. Like I said, it's actually also not judging people who might be, stuck in these cycles. And you kind of got to look at it. Sometimes you got to maybe even have empathy for these people, because they are vibrating, in such low vibrations and such a low level of consciousness. Sometimes you have to look at it and you just have to see it for what it is. Not just that, but I feel like the cycle card has to do with anxiety, certain cycles of anxiety you've been stuck in, the over-worrying, the obsessive thinking, and really being focused more on the future, worried about what the future will bring. Or maybe you're dwelling on the past. You're being asked to be more present. This will help you with your anxiety. This will help you to relieve that. And also have boundaries with people. Learn to say no. If it's not something you're comfortable doing, do say no, because I feel like this has been a pattern with you as far as not being able to say no, and then maybe feeling taken advantage of, or being used. And don't be scared to put yourself first and say no to people. We have the Weaver, fate, destiny, and weird. You are the captain of your own ship. So many times we feel like we are stuck in this is my destiny. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what my family expects me to do. This is what society expects me to do. And this kind of goes along with that going against the grain. Maybe, when you were a kid, your parents wanted you to be a teacher, doctor, lawyer, and you're like, you know what, I want to be a beautician, or I want to be a plumber. I mean, whatever it is. Don't be scared to take your own path and only focus on making yourself happy, because other people cannot live your life for you, and you have your path, they have theirs. So many times parents want to they feel like they know what's best for us, even when we're grown. And to be honest with you, I lost my mother in 2014. It was very devastating. It took me a long time to kind of get over that, because we had this real codependent relationship where I was real dependent upon her, and she kind of lived vicariously through me. And after a couple of years after her death, I felt this freedom. I know it sounds kind of selfish to say, but this freedom to, I can be whatever I want to be. I don't have to seek anybody's approval. And so I don't know if this is something that you're dealing with, but this is kind of the energy that I'm feeling right now. I'm picking up with the cards of feeling that freedom to be whatever you want to be. Maybe you are in a marriage where it's real stagnant, with this marital contract, where you're just not happy, and maybe you feel judged. Maybe your family's religious, they don't believe in divorce, or whatever it might be. Don't be scared to take your own path to do what makes you happy. Isis, High Priestess. So really stepping into your power. We give our power away in so many ways. Even if somebody pisses us off in public, maybe somebody driving, or someone in a store, or someone out like a fast food window, they pissed us off some kind of way. They've been rude to us. For some people, they can't let that go. They just want to snap back. You're like, you know what? You're not about to disrespect me. I'm going to speak up for myself. I'm going to defend myself. Not everything needs a reaction. Sometimes it's more empowering just to shrug it off and be like, have a good day. It is what it is. Don't give your power away and your energy away to situations that are not worth your time and energy, because then you find your energy depleted. Then you don't have energy for things that matter. We have the Star card. I'm really picking up on this very astral energy of really connecting to your spirit guides. Your spirit guides want you to connect to them. They want to be able to guide you on a daily basis. And the way that you do this is through meditation. I say this all the time. I know a lot of people have trouble meditating, or they have this image of meditation, that you're going to, sit in some kind of yoga pose and do all this and humming and chanting and all this. You don't have to do all that. Meditation is nothing more than sitting very peacefully, freeing your mind. And sometimes, you have to have help to free your mind. You might have to smoke, or, or, I'm sorry, I'm just, a big believer in cannabis. So if that offends anybody, I apologize. I've used a lot of psychedelics on my spiritual journey. Sometimes we have to be able to get out of our heads, and some of us are so in our heads that it's really hard for us to relax. It's really hard for us to just sit there and allow the guidance to come through. And you're going to feel it. It's not something that's going to come into your mind. It's something that you're going to feel. And it's going to come as a deep sense of knowing. You're just going to know things energetically. It's really hard to explain unless you've been there. But you're really being asked to just sit and relax, maybe get out in nature, take a bubble bath. That's what I do. Listen to some soothing music and really just ease your mind and really just feel the guidance that's coming through. I feel my guidance and translate it into knowing, but some people see, some people hear. We all have the capability of having these gifts. Some of us are more connected than others. And in order to connect to your particular spiritual gifts, like I said, meditation and being free of your mind and being very, very present in the moment is what you're being asked to do. I'm sorry, it was so hard for me to translate the energy of that card. Compassion. The person that you're involved with romantically, you're being asked to be more compassionate and more accepting of this person and less conditional. Less conditional upon what they're doing for you, what you're hearing, if you're hearing from them. Maybe you haven't heard from them for a few days. Don't judge it. Have some compassion because this person needs a little space because they themselves are trying to sort some things out as well. And we develop compassion, first of all, by being more compassionate towards ourselves, not judging ourselves for our flaws and our shortcomings. If you can practice doing this for yourself, this is a skill that you will learn that you can actually use for other people, like that person at the drive-through window, this romantic partner that you do have a mutual connection with, that, like I said, maybe they ghost you sometimes, maybe they disappear, you don't hear from them. And do not take their absence personally. Learn to be able to give people space and be very compassionate. When they come back and you haven't heard from them for a few days, don't be like, well, where have you been? Or, drilling them. Just be like, you know what? It's good to hear from you. How are you doing? So really step into this compassionate practice, less judgment, more compassion. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Stop taking things so seriously. Just like I was saying before, stop taking people's absences, their absence personally. Stop taking other people's actions personally. Everything is not about you. And if you do take it personally, really look within, because this is some part of yourself that you have denied that this person is actually mirroring. Maybe you have a fear of rejection and you don't hear from this person for a few days and you're like, oh my God, I feel so rejected. Well, that trigger is a sign of something bigger, something that you yourself need to work on. It's nobody's job to make us feel secure. It's not your job to make somebody else feel secure, and vice versa. You have to already have that. And so this particular situation is teaching you to kind of look at your insecurities and clear those out. And I feel like they stem from childhood, maybe childhood, feeling like you were rejected. Maybe you were abandoned by a parent, a father walked out, or something like this, but it is playing over again. And lessons will repeat until you learn them. All right, Leo. Well, this video went over a little bit, but like I said, you're entitled to more time and energy from me since this is the last video that I'm making this month. Do take what resonates. If you would like to have a personal reading, they are $30, and I'll include my email address in the description of the video. Thank you for watching.